leave that up for a few more seconds. Alright, so now, bless you, we're going to look at point slope form. Okay. Now before, we had y equals m times x plus b, where we knew that this is your slope. And your y-intercept is just 0 and whatever that number is. That's your slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's when you know you can figure out what your slope is and you can figure out what your y-intercept is. Okay. The point slope form, what that does is that if you're given just the slope and one point, you can actually figure out how to put it into y-intercept form. I mean, slope-intercept form. If only one point is known, we can figure out the slope-intercept form. Of an equation. Okay, because remember, we always needed 2 points to figure out the slope. Okay, so remember that the slope, remember that's just m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and that was always under the assumption that we knew 2 points. Okay, so if we only knew 1, actually, put that down here. So that means your slope will be equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. Because remember, this one we know x1, y1, and x2, y2. But down here, if we only know 1 point, that x and y is still unknown. Uh-oh, x1 comma y1. Okay. So what if we multiply both sides by x minus x1? All right, so if we did that, that would give us x minus x1 on this side equals, bless you, y minus y1 over x minus x1 times x minus x1. So all we did was just multiply both sides by the same thing. Okay. We're on this side, these two, since they're multiplied, will just cancel out. Okay, so we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. There we go. So y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. Okay. Or if you wanted to, you could add y1 to both sides. So if you add y1 to both sides, that's y equals y1 plus your slope times x minus x1. Either one of those will work. And this is your point slope form. Okay. So now the first example I'm going to give you is going to show when you won't need the point slope form. Okay. So let's say, for example, you wanted to find the equation of the line with a slope -1 and y-intercept